I could do that. Maybe that'll work. Let's try that. All right. Is there any game sound? Is anyone there? Can you guys hear anything besides me? All right, let me just see. I don't hear any. I don't see any desktop audio on my end. I just hear me, but I don't think I hear any game sound at all. Right? That's the issue about trying to record in this screen. In this screen, I can see your guys' chat, but there's no audio for the game, I believe. I don't show any desktop audio. Gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna move over to the other screen. I won't be able to see the chat as well, but I don't know what to do about it. I'll have to figure that out some other day. Okay. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at StillNFAC, that's one word, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew, that's 2 words. Today, I'm going to tune up the 2019 Toyota 4runner Turd Pro. Excuse me, the TRD Pro. Definitely Toyota. They definitely checked to see what TRD stands for before they called their cars turds. Anyways, that's not even important. What's mostly important, I'm going to show you guys how I tune. We're going to go through just a couple different... Basically, I'm going to tune the whole truck. We're going to tune the truck up, and I'm going to go through my tuning process and explain how or why I do what I do. For this truck, we're just going to kind of see where it lands. The upgrades is not what I'm trying to show you here. Basically, today, I'm going to definitely show you... the transmission. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to upgrade this truck, but let's call it a transmission guide. A guide to tuning transmissions. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. 3, 2... Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at StillNFAC, that's one word, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. Today I'm going to tune up the... Hey, can you hear me okay when I'm back like that? I'm kind of far away from my microphone. Okay, good. Alright, let's do a roll call and then we're going to get started one more time. You're the best, man. Alright. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at StillNFAC, that's one word, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew, that's 2 words. I just got invited to a game from Prithvi, but I'm only going to be tuning up, so I'm not going to join the convoy right now. Prithvi, if you'd like to join the party, I can do that. I can make a party. You can join up and you can talk and say hello and shit like that, but I'm not going to be racing. How do I do that? So let's see where we're at. Xbox Social. Am I in a... who fuck knows? I'm so bad at this. I think I'm in a party. Oh. Yeah, and Monkey sent me a party invite as well. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to join any parties or anything like that. Son of a bitch. Alright, let's turn the gain up a bit. Alright, so we're going to restart the whole video. This is why we do testing and none of this shit works. Alright, so let's try that. How is the sound of the fans? I know my fans are really loud. Can you hear me? It's a Streamlabs thing. Yeah, it's Streamlabs. And I can't see it on my end. I wish I could. Okay, so can you guys... Do you hear the fans from the microphone, from the computer? Testing, testing, testing. Perfect. 3, 2. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at StillNFAC. That's one word. And on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. That's 2 words. 2 words. 2 words from the top. All right. What's up, everybody? So today I'm going to tune up the 2019 Toyota 4runner TRD Pro. I'm going to go through some custom upgrades. We're going to try and make it a race truck, but more importantly, I'm going to try and show you guys exactly how I tune the transmissions. We're going to go through the gearing, how I picked the final drive. I picked individual gears, so maybe we won't get that in depth in it. We'll just do the final. Fuck. I should probably think about what I want to do. Fuck. I gotta get my. See, if I turn the gain up here, I can turn the gain up, right? But then it starts picking up the microphones. Let me turn the gain up just a bit. We're gonna turn the gain up to about there. And I can see that it's picking up the fans, but I don't know if you guys are hearing the fans. So let's try that. Yeah, we're gonna do a gearing video. Hey, what's up, Marlon? Alright. So let's get back to the game. You guys let me know how that goes. Where am I at here? There we go. Alright, so how is my voice compared to the fans, compared to the background noise? I don't hear the fans. Voice is sounding better though. Great. Perfect. Alright. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at StillNFAC. That's one word. And on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. That's 2 words. Today we're going to do the 2019 Toyota 4runner TRD Pro. We're going to go through how I do the gears, and we're going to do some upgrades, but none of that's really important. What's most important is I'm going to show you guys how I tune my gears. We're going to try and make this a race truck too, so let's get after that, see how that goes. Also, if you're new to the show, I do a game giveaway here once a month, so if you hear me say roll call and you're here in the live stream, say roll call into the chat and I'll get your name written down on my trusty pad. And at the end of the month, we do a giveaway. Somebody will get a free video game on me. So you can follow me on Twitch at StillNFAC and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. Alright, so let's start with the custom tuning. We're going to try and make this a race truck, and for racing, I do like to build all-wheel drive, and that gives me some interesting options to show you guys some tricks to tuning all-wheel drive as well. What I'm looking at right now is the lateral Gs. Lateral Gs are 0.82 and 0.81. Those are probably great for C-Class, but it is not good enough for A-Class. That's for sure. So we're going to keep an eye on our lateral Gs first and foremost, and then we'll move forward from there. We've got 270 horsepower, which isn't a bad starting point either. So I believe we can start with the stock naturally aspirated motor. We can start with the stock drivetrain, and yeah, so all that is a pretty decent jump off point. We're not going to do any aero just yet either. We're going to start with the tires to try and get us to the proper amount of PI. The proper amount of lateral Gs. So we'll start there. And I see you guys. Let's see for the roll call here. We've got Tim. We've got Tariq. What's up, everybody? We got Flame. We've got Ruyus. And Marlon. What's up, Marlon? Alright, so let's take a look at the tires. So the tires are where you're going to get your lateral Gs, and for A-Class, we're going to try and get to A-Class because I'm more familiar with A-Class. About 1.2 lateral Gs at 120 is good, 1.3 is better, 1.15 will work, 1.1 is pushing it. So we're going to try and get in the 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 range, and that should put us into about A-Class. Holy fuck, look at that. We don't have tire options here. All we have are off-road tires or stock tires. You son of a bitch. Look at the amount of change in lateral Gs from the stock tire to the off-road tires is almost zero. There's almost no change in lateral Gs. Look at that. 0.82, 0.82. And lateral Gs are the most important thing when you're talking about tires in my mind. The off-road tires say they add 0.12 grip, which is interesting. But you don't see that represented in the 0 to 100 times, or the 0 to 60 times, or the lateral Gs. The only place you see that represented is right there in that green where it says it's adding 0.12, and you see it added in the PI costs. We go from a 531 to a 566. So just right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I will never use these tires. These tires are fucking awful. Could be wrong, but my money's on... do not use those tires. Those off-road tires, I don't even see a tread change. Like, I think it's pure robbery what we're getting right there. Do not use those tires. Yeah. Let's see. Let me get caught up in the... I got A7 last night. It's fun. Do I hear you doing nothing else? I think you guys don't hear any birds in the background. Let's see. Oh, A7. What is that? A game? All right. So, anyways, we're definitely not gonna change the tires. I think Tim, you're saying that those are already off-road tires. It's interesting. It's really interesting how much they're robbing you by changing the PI there. I would never put those tires on there. Anyways, let's move forward to the next part of the build. We'll do the transmission last because that's what I really want to show you guys. We'll go here and we're going to throw the roll cage on there. I love doing that. We're going to make the adjustable anti-roll bars, which is important for the all-wheel drive build. We're also going to reduce the weight, which shit. This is an see, I was going to make this a road racing truck, right? And for road racing, we want the weight reduced, but we don't actually care about reducing the weight for off-road racing. So yeah, we're not going to do it. Just maybe, you know what? Maybe I just won't tune this fucking car. What a disappointment. We're going to start with a different car. Fuck this truck. You're talking is all I hear. Alright. Really? Because I hear the game in my end. Let's get to where we could test it and see if you guys can hear it driving. You guys hear anything besides me? Alright, great. Yeah, I think it might be a good off-road truck, but... okay, yeah, we can do that. Let's make it an off-road truck. We can do that. Alright, so here we go. We're going to restart the video in 3, 2... Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at StillNFAC. That's one word, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. That's 2 words. Today, we're going to tune up the 2019 Toyota 4runner TRD Pro. This is a truck that you can win in this season. It's an exclusive truck, I believe. So let's take a look at some of the upgrades. And basically, I'm going to show you guys how I tune the gears. That's the purpose of this video. We want to do a gearing video, more or less. So the rest of the build is secondary. We're gonna build it, but more importantly, we're gonna focus on the gears. So let's get right into the upgrades. I already know that this is an all-wheel drive truck, and the powertrain is just fine for the build that we're going to make, and we're going to keep it naturally aspirated. I'm not going to touch any of the aero, and the tires. I would look at the tires when I'm choosing my tires. The main thing I focus on is lateral G's and PI cost. And so the stock tires, put you at 0.84, 0.83 with the upgrades that I've already got on here. And the upgraded off-road race tires are 8484 lateral G's. So there's really not much of a difference there, even though it says 0.12 grip. I don't believe it. I don't see that represented in the 0 to 100 or the 0 to 60 times. Actually, you get faster 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 on the stock tires. So I don't believe the off-road tires are better, especially not for 34 PI. So we're going to keep the stock tires on. I'm going to keep the stock front and rear tire width on as well. Since we're all-wheel drive, it's less important than it would be for, say, rear-wheel drive to upgrade the rear tire width. But that's something we can come back to in the future. Actually, you know what? Sometimes, hey, look at that. Yeah, we actually are going to upgrade the rear tire width because it adds weight and it lowers our PI. So we're moving from 532 down to 530, and we're going to get more lateral G's out of it. Lateral G's are the most important thing usually, so that's where we're adding that there. Let's take a look at platform and handling. I've already thrown on the race front and rear anti-roll bars and the full race roll cage. We're going to leave the weight reduction stock. We don't care about weight so much since we're building off-road. And then we're going to put as much power in it as possible. Boom, power, power, power. When you're building for off-road, your first goal is to get as much power as possible. So we're going to throw in as much power as we can. And it puts us right in the middle of a class, more or less, but that's okay. Alright, so here for the transmission, I like to run a race clutch with the race differential, and I like to run Have you guys been able to hear me the whole time? Have you guys been able to hear me the whole time? I think you can hear me now. I hope you can hear me. I mean, I hope you've been able to hear me before this. Anyways. Alright, so we're going to do the transmission. I like to start we're going to start with the drivetrain. I like to do the race clutch with the race differential, and then last I'll do the drive line. If I can upgrade the drive line, I will. So we're going to go with the transmission, and I like to use a race transmission. They shift faster, and the 6-speed transmission is always lighter than the 7, which is lighter than the 8, which is lighter than the 9, which is lighter than the 10. So just for me personally, I like to use the 6-speed. This one doesn't say 6, but I know it is. So you have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And it'll always show 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The one that's not labeled is the one that's missing. So this says race. This one says 7. This one says 8. This one says 9. And this one says 10. So we know by process of elimination this is a 6-speed. Alright, so we've got plenty more PI to add. So we're at 659. We're going to get it to the top of B class if possible. So that's where this truck is going to land. And our options are going to be by reducing the weight. 684, 709. So we're going to try and get it down to B700. And how I'm going to do that is by removing... Ooh, we might be able to add a rear wing here. Hold on. Bring this to 708. It's not necessary though. We're gonna throw it on there anyways, and then we're gonna remove some power. Now let's take off. I'm gonna take off the ones that remove weight. That's good. And then there we go. B700. All right, perfect. We're at 700 now. Just want to check one more thing. All right, that's good enough. Okay. All right. All right, so what we're going to do, I want to show you guys how I tune the gears. We're going to go to custom tuning here. I'm going to go straight to the gears. Now, what I do when I'm tuning my gears is I look first I focus on the 0 to 100 time. Now, if you look at the bottom here at this chart right here, this is your RPMs on the left, and it shows your red line is about 7,400. Your red line's about 7,400 RPM. And then this truck approximately can go up to 183 miles per hour. So we're going to try and get all of our gears in this box here, because anything out to the right, as you can see, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth are represented in the chart, but sixth isn't even on the chart. So we're gonna try and get all of those gears in the chart here while maximizing our 0 to 60 time and 0 to 100 time. And how we do that first is by adjusting our final drive ratio. We're going to try and get the fastest 0 to 100 time that we can find. And let's do that. We're going to start all the way to the left. Remember, at 10,001 right now. All right, and you can see here it went up to 11.0. We're going to go back to the right towards acceleration, 0.05 every time till we get better than 10,001. And we're moving up pretty quick, which is good. We got to about a 10.2, but even that's not fast enough. Now we're back to 10.0, thankfully. Come on, let's get faster than that. Let's try and get this thing down to like a 9.7 or something, I hope, at least, right? .8. Come on, baby, keep going. Ah, shit. Oh, looks like we're stalling. Damn it, we went back up. That might be as fast as we're gonna get this thing 0 to 100. Right there, 98930 to 100 might be the fastest. We're gonna keep checking just because we can. And another reason we're gonna keep checking to the right is because we still only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gears represented in our chart. So we're gonna keep going to the right because we could end up, because if say all 6 of our gears were represented right now, if all 6 of my gears were shown on the chart and I keep moving the final drive to the right, what it's going to do is going to lower my top speed eventually. It'll start lowering my top speed. We only have 167.6 mile per hour top speed anyways. That's all we're going to basically get out of this truck, and that's based on horsepower and aerodynamics. A car can only go so fast based on horsepower, torque, aerodynamics, things like that. Better aerodynamics lets you go to higher top speed. We have a rear wing on it, putting downforce. You can adjust your downforce, but more or less, we're limited to top speed based on horsepower and aerodynamics. So anyways, we're going to keep going to the right. But what I'm going to do right now is we're going to do a roll call. If you guys want to do a roll call, let's do that. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take some notes. Get my trusty pad out. I always have a pad with me when I'm gaming. So the final drive is 3.77, and the 0 to 100 time is 9.893. We're gonna try and beat 9.893, and I've got you, Tariq, and I've got you, Rias. All right, so let's keep moving to the right. We're gonna try and beat 9.893. And I'm not sure we're going to do it, because once you get to a certain point, you lose efficiency by adding shifting. Like, so between 0 to 60 right now, we have a shift from first to second, possibly a shift from second to third. So we have 2 shifts, and those shifts take time. So if you put like 6 gears in there, that means it has to shift 6 times. You know, between, I'm saying if you put 6 gears in between 0 and 60, that technically it should be accelerating faster, but the shift time slows you down because it takes time to make the shift. It's not instantaneous. It takes time. So there's a, not sunk loss. It would be like a point of diminishing returns. So the point of diminishing returns. Like at some point it becomes faster to just stop shifting, having so many shifts in there. If that makes sense. I got you, Flame, as well. Thank you, Flame. I got to keep an eye on that. So basically what I'm doing is I'm keeping an eye on the 0 to 100. I'm moving it to the right. And what you can see here is that I'm moving it more to the right, and we're really close to where we were. We were at 9.89, but you're going to see the final gear is 6th gear. It's going to keep moving to the left, so we're actually going to start losing top speed. We need it to get faster now, or it's not worth the cost because we're losing top end. And you can see it losing a little bit of top end every time, and now it's the actual 0 to 100 time is going back up. So there we go. That just shows us that 377 was approximately where we want to start at. So we're going to go back to 377, and we're going to make some minor adjustments from there. So there you see it, 9893. I like the rightmost one of those. Is that they're at 380. We're going to check all of them just to keep the 9.983 is what we're looking at. And we can also start looking at your 0 to 60 time as well here, and you can see 4.045 is the best one. Let's see if we get a 9.983 better with a 4045. 9.9834045 there at 372. And now it's going back up. Alright, so we're going to go to the rightmost one of them, which is, I think, 380. Yeah, okay. So at 380, we have a 4.045 and a 9.983. Now, we also want to make sure that we're utilizing all 6 gears here. And the reason we want to do that is because when you're turning, if your gears are too long, so you take a turn and your truck slows down, and then you're trying to come back out of the turn, if your gear is too long, you won't get the proper acceleration. So we want as many gears as we can without having too many gears. Oh, God, it's tough to explain, but you need to be using the right amount of gears for the right amount of horsepower. If you have a ton of horsepower, you can use more gears. Shit, you can even use less gears. Just for this case, we want all of our gears here. We're using the 6-speed. We're going to try and get all the gears in here to help us get through the gears a little easier. So what I'm going to do to do that, we're going to go over here, and we're going to make 5th gear a lot smaller. We're going to make 4th gear a lot smaller. And what I'm doing, oh shit, I didn't want to touch that one. And all I'm doing here is I'm trying to make it so that we can get 6th gear in the chart. So there we go. And I'm going to point 6th gear right at the top of the chart. Where you can see this here. I want 6th gear to point right there. Now that's not ideal every time, and that's not where we're going to leave it. That's just for now. That's where we're leaving it for now. So you can see I did something that fucked us up, and that was so our 0 to 100 time is back up to 10.1, and the reason it's like that is because I moved 4th gear. What you see here on this chart is 1st gear is represented right there, 2nd gear is there, 3rd gear is there, 4th gear is here. Now you can also see down here that it says 92 miles an hour. So fourth gear, well, third gear is where we're getting to 92. Fourth gear is touching at 100. So this gear here is adjusting our 0 to 100 time. We need to put that back where it was. And there we should get the right time again. You see that? Now I've got our 9.983. But we know we need that shorter. So I'm actually going to, excuse me, I'm going to push that to the right as much as I can without it stopping that 9.983. We're going to keep going to the right. Make that as short as possible and keeping that 9893. Beautiful, right there. So 141 is where we're going to keep fourth gear, and that actually makes fifth and sixth look pretty good. So let's go back to first, second, and third. So these three and these four gears are, you can see where these four gears are represented on the chart. We have benchmarks for these four gears. We can see our 0 to 60 time because these gears, first and second, possibly third, will adjust your 0 to 60 time because you can see on the chart here, this is somewhere around 60 miles an hour would be. So you can see first gear and second gear will get you to 60 miles an hour, maybe third. So we know by adjusting these two gears, we can adjust our 0 to 60 time, and we're going to try and do that. This is a little more in depth than I had planned to make this video, but this is how I do it. This is what I do for my tuning, every single tune. So what I'm doing now is I'm moving first gear towards the acceleration. I'm going to try and get it the 0 to 60 time faster by going to the right. It's actually messed up our 0 to, no, it's making our 0 to 100 time better. And so if it's making our 0 to 100 time better, that's because it's making our 0 to 60 time faster. You see that? Now we're down to 4028. Let's keep going. We've got a better 0 to 60 and a better 0 to 100 time now because we're adjusting first gear. Truck's faster, you're faster 0 to 60, you're faster 0 to 100. And we're going to keep going this way until it starts messing up. Look at that, 9857. Look at that, 4011. I think that's probably the best we're going to get. So we're going to put that back at the leftmost, 40119857. All right, there we go. Now let's go adjust second gear, see if we can do anything to make it faster. We're going to go to the right first, which is acceleration. And the reason we go to the right is because you actually do want your gears as short as possible. That way you'll accelerate through the gears faster. Look at that. We just jumped from a 4011 to a 3994. Let's keep going. Now I can tell you from experience by looking at this chart that we're getting pretty good. This is almost where we want it to be. And it's going backwards the other way, so I'm going to back it up just a little bit. There we go. And let's adjust third, see if there's anything we can do. And there may not be. Yeah, there's nothing we can do to third. So if we adjust third, I mean, we could. You could really mess through it. Then you'd have to adjust fourth again, whatever. But this is actually pretty good. And what you see here is a bit of a stagger, which I know Marlon's working on. I don't know if Marlon's still here in the chat. But Marlon's actually been working on a type of stagger like this where you can see the gears have a drop like that. And yeah, so this is actually pretty good tune. There's just one final thing we're going to do here that you need to know when you're adjusting your race speeds. So this, let's first of all, we're going to put sixth gear where it tells you that we're going to get the highest top speed. So only thing we're looking at now is 167.5, 167.6, 167.7, 167.7. We're going to adjust this till it gives us the highest of that number. All right, so now it's going back down. So 167.7 is the fastest this truck will go. Perfect in all perfect. If everything was perfect in a perfect world, this truck would be able to go 167.7 miles per hour. But in real life, it's going to take forever for this truck to get up there. So when you're actually racing, you don't want your top speed in your final gear as long as possible, because it'll feel neutered. It'll feel very weak. The truck will actually get there given enough time, but we're racing. We don't have time to wait for the truck to get up to its highest top speed. So what we're actually going to do, we're going to back that gear off of there to make it just more aggressive so we can get faster through it. We're going to sacrifice a little bit of top end for more acceleration, because, well, it's just what you have to do. You'll get faster times if you can get, you get up to a faster speed faster is more important than having a higher overall top speed. So we're going to back off of this chart a little bit. So let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it like maybe 2/3 the length of 5th gear, which is about there. You could even go half the length of 5th gear, and that'd be really aggressive. Something like that looks pretty good. And we didn't even lose very much. Like 167.7 was where we were at in a perfect world. And we're at one, like, super aggressive here in 6th gear. We're at 167. And I'm pretty happy with that. 167.2, 167. So that's how I would adjust. That's how I would adjust the gears here. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. If you have any questions about how to tune a transmission, you're welcome to hit me up. Let's take this one for a drive just to see how it runs. And let's also do another roll call, guys. Yo, I wish that I had Elden Ring with you. I wish we were both playing Elden Ring on this same system, man. I would love to play with you. Alright, so basically we already know from the benchmarks that this is the best we're going to get, 0 to 100. 0 to 60, this is as good as it gets. We looked at it. We watched all the benchmarks. We already know it's perfect, 0 to 60, 0 to 100. The only thing we want to look at is, does it work in 6th gear? So I'm going to jump over to the highway. And the highway is pretty flat. We're going to see. How does it react on a flat surface? Does it get up to top speed at a good time? I got you, Flame. Alright, so let's see how 6th gear looks. Got up to 0 to 60 pretty fast. It's getting through from 60 to 100 reasonably fast as well. Takes the 4th gear. And here we go. We're going to keep an eye on 5th and 6th gear. 5th is pretty aggressively moving through there. We're not bogged down. It doesn't look like the car is messing up at any. Still building speed. There we go into 6th. And that's what you want to see. You want to see when you shift into 6th, it's continuing to build momentum. If you're 6th or 5th gear or any of your gears, if any of your gears are too long, you'll know, because you shift into them and it'll stop accelerating. So by keeping the gears aggressive, we keep it moving forward, and we're going uphill a little bit there, but we're going to go back downhill here again. There you go. In perfect situations, we hit over 168 miles an hour. So that's it. I would say these gears are tuned pretty well. Now, just for the heck of it, I'm going to go back and tune the rest of this truck up, how I would tune an off-road truck. So let's go do that. And I see you with the ticket redeem, Flame. Alright, so let's go back to the festival site where I can finish this tune up, and then I can share the tune. Interesting. Very cool. Cool. Alright. So with off-road tires, we don't actually need this much PSI in it. I would drop it down to 17, 20, something like that. Just less than this. It's going to affect your 0 to 60 times, 0 to 100 time. Harder tires will accelerate better. But fuck it, we'll just keep it here. I would say for most off-road builds, you would want to drop these down. You know, we are going to drop it down. That's probably pretty good. The gears are adjusted just fine. We've already know that. the alignment. So if you read this description over here, the front caster angle, got you with the roll call Tariq and the ticket redeem. Alright, so if you read this description over here, it says adjusting caster enhances straight line stability with positive caster. Your only options here are positive caster. They don't give you any negative caster. This is all positive caster. With positive caster, the steering axis is inclined to rearward. Because negative camber increases as the suspension compresses and or the tires move through the steering lock, increasing positive caster lets you run less negative camber. This results in a straight up and down tire while driving straight ahead, which is good for accelerating and braking, and provides a desirable amount of negative camber while cornering. So basically what it says is positive camber is good. Now I googled it and they said most positive caster you can get is the best way to run, and for exactly the reasons they said. You get a straight up tire with less negative camber for braking and accelerating, and you get a good amount of negative camber when turning by running a good front caster, a high front caster angle. So we're always going to run a 7. I always run a 7. Every single time, 7 degrees. Period, the end. That's how I tune. Maybe you can convince me to do otherwise, but that's what I do. Now, this is an off-road truck. I typically run some camber. Let's see what happens. So the rear camber is, so when it's at 0, it's literally the tire is straight up and down. That's what that means. Camber is straight up and down. That means the bottom of your tire is making flat contact with the ground in a straight line. And by running a high front caster angle, we can do that. It allows us to do that, but we're gonna run it. I usually run it at -0.5. And if you read this here, it actually says to start with about 5 degrees of negative camber, 0.5 degrees of negative camber front and rear. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put it right there, and unless I run into any issues, I'm gonna keep it right there. And then we don't need to adjust the toe unless you run into some, if you don't have enough turn in or you don't have enough stability. Basically, when you're tuning here, a lot of these things do the exact same thing. It's funny, like your differential helps with turn in, oversteer and understeer. Your aero, well, different. But your rebound damping and stiffness affects your understeer and oversteer. Your springs affect your understeer and oversteer. Your anti-roll bars affect the understeer versus oversteer. All of this stuff affects your understeer versus oversteer. That's basically, all of it's doing the same thing. So, more or less, you can set a lot of these wherever you're most comfortable. Like, I like to run stiff springs in a racing setup. This isn't a racing setup, so I'm just going to leave these alone. One thing I would do, one thing that you can do, and I'm going to do here, so we're racing off-road. It's 17 inches is pretty high. If this wasn't already at 17, I would move this ride height all the way up. Let's see what it is. 19? Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it there. 17 is really high, but if it wasn't, I would move that all the way up. That's pretty good there. You can actually put some rake on it, lower the front a little bit if you like. And that actually, look at that, it moved up our 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 times, so we're going to go ahead and do that. With the springs, so sometimes what I'll do with the springs, and we're going to apply this setup. So what I'll do with my springs is we'll take a look at the car, right? And you can see here, this says that 52% of the weight is at the front of the car. So when I'm tuning, I want the car to be, to have 52% of the spring tension in the front, because 52% of the weight is in the front. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to make some small adjustments to the springs, and I actually don't want to make them very stiff, so I'm not going to use the entire chart. One way to do that is to go up here and say 501, and then take that 501 and multiply it you could take that 501 and multiply it by 0.52, and that gets you 260.52. Now, That gets you 260.52. You take that 501, multiply it by 0.52, and that puts you at 260.52. But I actually don't want to tension this. I don't want to make it any higher than it is. So 222.5. We're actually going to do some different math here. We're going to do proportions. So how you do this is you set up your 222.5 over 0.52. So what I'm doing is I'm going to set up a proportion. So the front is at 0.52 and the back is at 0.48. I'm going to put 222.5 over 0.52. Let me take a look, see. And then I'm going to go equals x over 0.48. It's a simple proportion. Let me see if I can. Can you guys see that? So what I have here is 222.5 over 0.52 equals x over 0.48. And let me break out my calculator again. So what I'm doing is I'm basically setting 22.5 at 52, and then I'm going to set my rear number at x, whatever it is, whatever 48% is. So let me go ahead and just do the math real quick. Oh shit, that's calendar, not calculator. Calendar's not going to help. Where's my damn calculator? Alright, fuck it. I'll spell it out. Calculator. Alright, so here we're going 222.5 times 0.48 equals 106.8 divided by 0.52. You son of a bitch. I pressed the wrong number. Alright, so it's 222.5 times 0.48 equals 106.8 divided by 0.52 equals 205.4. So the number we want for the back, if 222.5 is, son of a bitch, I lost the number. 205.4. So if we're going to say that 222.5 is 52% of the number we want, 48% of that same number is 205.4. And there we go. So that's proportionate. That's how we set that up. Those springs, the front one is at 52, the back one's at 48. Not proportionate to the entire spring setup. 222.5 is not 52% of the total spring tension. We're just setting 222.5 at 52, and then proportionately 205.4 is 48% of the same number. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, we do a lot of math here. So for rebound stiffness and bump stiffness for off-road, I actually don't like this. I would make the rebound stiffness somewhere around 8, and the front and rear rebound stiffness somewhere between 8 and 10. And then the bump for off-road, I do like this. We want our bump stiffness in the rear in an off-road vehicle to be about in the 1s, just like this is. I don't like these front numbers, but I don't tune enough off-road to change it without testing it. So we're going to test it on some jumps and see how it works. Oh, and here's one other thing I would do. So when I'm tuning rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive for racing, I always get better turn-in response by doing a super stiff rear anti-roll bar. We're not going to do it here because it's off-road racing, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to test this setup just the way it is because I like the springs. The springs are great. Oh, this is the last thing we need to do, the differential. So we're going to check the center balance here. We always want to push it towards the rear if possible. So let's just keep an eye on our 0 to 100 time, see if it gets faster. We're going to use the, there you go, look at that. Went from 9839, 9803. We're going to go to the rightmost one that gives us the fastest time possible. Look how fast it's dropping down. 9713, 9677. We made it past our 96s. Like, who knew we were going to get into the 96s when we started this? We're getting into the 95s. Look at that, man. Just by adjusting the center balance, the truck is flying now. We just adjusted so much faster. The car is so much faster than it was just seconds ago by adjusting the center balance. And we're going to keep pushing that to the right until it goes slower again. And I think we're at that point. $9,497. Yeah, there we go. So that's it. At 71% center balance, we're running a 9.4. We were just running at 50%. We're running a 9.8. Look at that. That's crazy. 9.4 from a 9.8 at 71% center balance. We're going to apply that. All right, we're also going to do another roll call, guys. Damn it. Sorry about that. I thought I muted my mic. You guys can hear me, right? God, I hope my mic hasn't been muted the whole time. Rius hears me. Have you been able to hear my mic the whole time, Rius? Or have you been here? Or you just get back here? I hope you guys have been able to hear me, because otherwise I've been wasting my time doing this. Anyways, let's test the truck out. Great. Alright, so what I want to do is I just want to test the truck in a jump. So I want to see what happens when I jump this truck, because it's an off-road tune. I want to make sure that when it jumps, it doesn't do something stupid. So we're going to take it to a little track that we know has jumps in it. Really big jumps. And that's this one here. This is called Urban Cross Country Circuit. It has huge jumps in it. When you land, the truck will either flip or break, or you'll die from the impact. We're going to go over here and make sure this truck doesn't do something stupid when it jumps. And that's the last bit of tuning we need to do for an off-road build. And I've got you, Tariq. Now, if there's any of the concepts that I'm tuning with that you want to discuss or you want to learn more about, you can join us at the Not Fooling Around Crew Discord server. There's a link to that in my bio. There's some really good tuners in there with me, and we're always discussing tune theory, trying to become better tuners. So if that's something that interests you, you're welcome to join us there. Not bad, not bad. One more jump to test it on. We are racing against unbeatable Drivetrains here. Son of a bitch. Alright, this is the real test here. Hey-yo! Yeah, okay, worked out good. And these are unbeatable Drivetrains that we're racing against, and we're already up here in second place. I like that. I like it. And the car looks to be jumping really well, so we don't have to adjust anything. If we were having issues with jumping, I would have turned up the rebound damping, which is and when you go into damping settings, the top one is rebound, the bottom one is bump. I would have turned up the rebound to about 8 or 10 on both front and the rear. Probably a little more on the front than the rear, but this truck is behaving perfectly. We're not going to adjust anything. This one is good. It's good, little daddy. Just chill. Just chill, little daddy. Just chill. Ah, that's what's up. Bully. And that's the Toyota 4runner tune. I'm going to save that. You guys can use it if you'd like. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at Still in FAC, that's one word, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew, that's 2 words. We're just gonna finish up the race, get a nice little dub under the belt, and then I'll save the setup and give you guys the share code. I appreciate everybody watching and hanging out with me while I tune this. If you want to keep watching the channel, I'm gonna jump in. You know what? I'm gonna catch up with everybody in game, see if anybody's in game wants to hang out, and then. Oh no! Did you see that? Yo, he just glitched through the whole entire world. Still winning. The game can't even beat me with cheat me. You can't even cheat me to beat me. Fucking bitch. They gotta cheat me to beat me, man. Come on. Alright, that's it. Dominating performance from the Turd Pro. The Turd Pro. That's Turd Pro right there. It says TRD Pro. Alright, now let's go ahead and save the tune. I got you, Flame. Alright, so that was pretty good. Ran a 101. The dude behind me in this Bronco. We were in a decent 59. I ran a terrible best lap. The guy ran a 55. This is how you know that Drivetrain's cheat. Anyways. Let's go back to the house. We're going to save this tune. If you guys want to use it, you're welcome to do that. Let's see. Campaign, accolades. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you guys before we get going. Just want to show you one more thing. Hold on. Yeah. So there you go. You can see I was racing on unbeatable, anti-lock on, simulation, traction off, stability off, automatic, full driving line, etc., etc. That was an unbeatable race we just did. Destroyed them, by the way. Destroyed them easily. So let's go to the house, and we're going to save the tune. Tune worked out pretty well. I love when things come together like that. You never want to spend your time making a video, and then it's just pure hot fucking garbage. But nope, the tune worked really good. I wouldn't adjust anything from that. Everything worked really well. So we're just gonna go ahead and save that, and we're gonna call this, let's see, what are we gonna call this? We're gonna call it Off-Road. Man, that's not a very catchy tune, is it? Off-Road. We're gonna call it, oh, damn it. We're gonna call it Still in FAC. Damn it. Yeah, we're gonna call it Still in FAC tune. Thanks, man. It was a good race. I like. You know, I could have gone either way. I could have made a bad tune. I mean, everything I did was what I would normally do, so I was confident that it was going to be good, and I'm just glad that it showed out as well as it should have. It doesn't always show out well, you know what I mean? You could have had a bad race. Anyways, keyword 1 is going to be good all around, because it is good all around. Keyword 2 is also going to be good all around. Description is going to be tuned by Still NFAC on Twitch. And you can always catch me on Twitch at Still NFAC, which is one word, and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. That's 2 words. Now we're going to go into custom tuning, and we're going to, let's see, tune browser. We're going to search. Where's the backspace at? Search. And by creator, THE space NFAC. And search for that guy. There we go. Now the share code for this tune, if you want to give it a try. This is the share code is 141745187. This is the Toyota 4runner. It's an A800 tune, I think, right? It's the 2019 Toyota 4runner Turd Pro at B700 tune. All right, So that's it. My name is Mike. You can catch me on Twitch at Still in FAC and on YouTube at Not Fooling Around Crew. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let's do a final roll call. Goodbye is the final roll call. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Say goodbye into the chat, and I'll get you a ticket to the game giveaway. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about how to tune, you can always hit me up on the Not Fooling Around Crew Discord server. There's a link to it in my bio. I got you, Flame. Flame is in the Discord server. Actually, everybody that you saw in the chat on the Twitch is from the Discord server as well. Thank you, everybody from the Discord, for hanging out. Thank you, Tariq. Thank you, Flame. Thank you, Ruyus, Tim, Marlon. Thanks, everybody, for coming by. Appreciate you. All right, so we're out. If I can figure out how to stop the stream.